Because our investigation took place at a still functioning hotel, there isn't very much we can say about it. However, it was built in the 1950s and changed hands several times, most recently ending up as social housing. A bar on site has a notorious background, and there are a few deaths recorded at the location. I myself have had a long-running interest in the paranormal, having had experiences right back to when I was a child. I've lived in places that one could claim to be haunted. I've seen and experienced various things that I just can't explain. And having, experienced death on very, personal and professional levels, I'm just have a natural curiosity about what happens when we die. Peter has looked at things in a lot more of a professional way.
Oh yeah, I started investigating, paranormal investigating, about 27 years ago. I started when I was 16. Like anyone, I had paranormal experiences when I was a child, and I kind of started researching when I was younger into paranormal, reading ghost stories and stuff like that. One day I was up in London. I ran into a paranormal team up there. Eventually they let me join their team. I was with them for probably about 3 or 4 years and then started my own team. I took over the Vancouver Paranormal Society just coming up 10 years ago. VPS is the oldest paranormal research team in Canada. We're also arguably, I would like to argue, probably the oldest in North America.
And sort of how I got involved is I'm a journalist, a broadcaster, podcaster, and filmmaker.
Yeah.
And I approached Vancouver Paranormal almost 3 years ago in regards to joining them for an investigation, and I've been stuck with them ever since. We're planning to document here with this series is to look at different investigations in a way that doesn't over-dramatize them.
Yeah.
We're trying to do it in a serious way to show what it's like when you're really out on a case.
Whoa. What? What happened? 3-step. Boom, boom, boom.
There's not often a lot of excitement that goes on. It's a lot of sitting in the dark, cold, warm, asking questions. Did you die here in this room? Or in one of the other rooms here next door? Could you tell us your name? Is your name Holly?
We're going to document it. We're going to have to document it in the right way. It has to be, non-theaterized, and whatever goes on in that investigation at that particular time, and it's recorded. It's not, theater music in the background. There's no someone faking evidence. What you see is real and it's raw.
On this investigation that we're going to document over the next few episodes, Peter and myself, another investigator named Sarah, plus our crew here, Brandon and Sean, who's also a co-host, we're at a hotel in the interior of British Columbia, an old hotel, where a number of phenomena had been reported before we went in, which is why we went in.
We were just doing cleanup here in the spring, and they looked up, and the room was empty at the time. So we look up, and there's a figurine of a lady standing in the window. And we thought that was very, very strange, right? Because no one should be in there. So we set Delvin up, and we watched it. The figurine had moved, or whatever that was. Disappeared. He came up to the room, opened the door, and there's nothing there. Before that happened, me and my boss managed to get a picture of the figurine or whatever in the window, because we thought it was just very strange that there was someone in a room where there shouldn't be, right? So.
And we did find things. You were in one of the rooms upstairs, room 225, I believe, and you're using a spirit box, which we'll show here in a little bit, and you did record when asking, what is your name?
What was kind of ironic with that response was that the guy in the room opposite, this particular guy has spoken to the manager many times, and he's always proclaimed that there's demons inside his rooms. And what was funny, it came from the spirit box as well, which kind of solidifies what he was saying. The woman that I live with, she said that 2 people have lived in where Holly used to live, opposite. And said that place was...
I'm sorry.
So that guy right there sees things, and he yells at them. That's what he's yelling at right now.
Does he live alone right now?
Yes.
Oh, so he's alone in there.
He's alone in there. He's not... Well,
So he's not juiced up?
he's not juiced up. I know him very well. But he's one of the guys, like, before, he says he sees things from his past. And
Like clairvoyant, kind of.
And so he tries to get rid of whatever that is that visits him.
And also, not too long after that, because we were downstairs in the old bar, myself and Sarah, because we'd split into teams.
Yeah.
Sarah picked up what sounded like a growl coming in front of her. And it wasn't long after Sean texted me like, "Oh my God, we got demon on the spirit box," right? Our friends in the other room asked for a name, and there was a response, "Is that you?" A lot of people think demon's one thing, and I'm sure, Peter, you've got your theories about that. But like you say, it's just the fact that a man claimed to be seeing demons in his room. It was very clear over the spirit box. And there was also the story that Reese had told us about the First Nations customer that claimed to have caught a demon in a jar.
November, I believe is when it was. November, there's a buddy of mine who come into the bar, he's been coming in here for a long time, said that there was something here and that he caught this, whatever it was, in a jar.
Vial, like they use in the science lab, and it had this paper over the top of it. It's weird. I'm not counting for 1 minute. It was paranormal. It was just a very, very odd thing to happen. I've been dealing with negative demonic cases now for the past 10 years. I work with an exorcist down in Washington State, an ordained exorcist. Things like that, or demonic cases, are very rare. They're very rare indeed.
Next time on We Want to Believe. Are you looking for someone? Anybody hear sort of like a woman's voice?
What's your name? Did that just say demon?
JoBlo, he knows where the money's at.